the more money you make doesn't necessarily lead to a more happy or fulfilled life. I speak on this because I just made more money than I've ever made in a single year, or even it was actually in 3 months, not even a year. I made more money this year in only 3 months than I've ever made in a year in my entire life. And the money directly didn't make me happier or more fulfilled. It's literally pieces of paper with dead presidents' faces on it and a very delusional numbers on a screen that literally mean nothing. Now, this isn't to bash money at all, because money could be used for a lot of great things to make you happier, to make you more fulfilled, right? It's just like the quote. If you think money doesn't make you happy, you haven't given enough away. So this isn't the bash money, but this is to say, when you're thinking about what you should do with your life, choosing your career, choosing the business you're going to go into, how you should spend your time, how you should spend your money, right? Don't necessarily, money is a critical factor, because money obviously can improve your quality of life, whatever the studies are. I mean, it really comes down to your cost of living, where you live, right? But only to a certain degree. As you have less financial stress, more comfort, you're able to do certain things and not have to have as much financial stress and worries. It will lead to having less stress and more quote unquote happiness that way. And maybe if you're doing great things with your money through church, through charity, giving it away to your family, your friends, and people in need, right? Maybe there's more meaning and fulfillment that can come from that way. And so all of those are beautiful things that you can do with your money. I'm speaking from my personal experience now, have making money in a variety of different industries in a variety of different ways. And then recently just doing political work this year, in roughly 3 to 4 months, making more money in a single year than I've ever made in my life. Coming from that is, it's not the only consideration when you're choosing your career, choosing the business you're going to get into, is choosing how you're going to spend your life and your time, right? Because arguably how you spend your business, your profession, your career is the meaning of your life to a certain degree, because it's where you spend most of your life force, your energy, your intention, your focus, your time, right, is going to be your contribution to the world. And I think money is a really important part of that, but it isn't the ultimate part. It isn't the whole story. It's just a piece of the puzzle. It's just an ingredient in the recipe, right? And I think everyone has a different personality, different skill sets, different worldview that are going to affect this. But the purpose of this video, to serve you, is to think, right, not only what's going to be useful for you as far as making money, right? Because there's plenty of people who do things for money that actually hurts themselves or hurts others or hurts the society or hurts the world, right? And so the money, maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze, right? Because I believe what a lot of people are seeking is God or the greater good, right? Are seeking love, unconditional love, and are seeking meaning, purpose, and fulfillment more than money. Because I have witnessed plenty of people who make a great amount of money that are completely unfulfilled, and they are lacking maybe love, lacking purpose, lacking fulfillment, lacking meaning, lacking a contribution, lacking emotional connection to what they do, and they just think making more and more money is the solution, right? But the analogy is, right, no matter how much water you drink, you still need food, right? No matter how much money you make, you still need to be emotionally connected to your work. No matter how much protein you eat, you still need fats, healthy fats in your diet, if you get the metaphor, if you get the analogy, right? So money is an essential part, it's an essential macronutrients of life, right? But there's other things to your work, to your contribution to society, to the world, to others, right? To feeling fulfilled from what you do, to feel like your work actually has meaning beyond the paycheck, that you aren't just doing it for selfish ambition like it talks about in the book of James in the Bible. You're not just doing it for me, baby love, right? You're not just doing it transactional, right? The only reason you're doing it is because you're making money, and you justify, you sell yourself that, no, it's actually helping people. Is it really? Or are you just selling yourself that story because you benefit? Or does it actually make you, the people around you, and the world a greater place? Is it actually of service and contribution, right? And I do believe there is ways to make great amount of money doing that, right? Maybe not always the case, but there is a way to have your cake and eat it too, right? To have both financial success and emotional connection, fulfillment, meaning, contribution, that you're actually making you and the people around you in society and the world a better place. And I don't believe, maybe to a certain degree it's subjective, but I think there's also objective truth of actually adding value to others, the world, society, and the world at large, where it isn't just selling yourself, psychology. I think that does have a part to play. It is subjective to a certain degree, the story you tell yourself, the language you use, right? Your perspective on things. I definitely believe that plays a part, but also there's objective. Is it actually good for you, good for others, and good for society and the world at large, what you're doing? Because there is ways to make a great amount of money doing that too. There's a lot of ways to make money that it's not necessarily good for others or good for the world at large, right? Don't sell yourself or sell your soul for money. And so I'm using this as not a be all, because again, this is not saying money is the root of all evil by any means. I think some of the greatest people in the world that make the greatest contribution to others and society make the greatest amount of money, because in a capitalistic world, money has to do with adding value to others, right? But there's also a lot of people who make a great amount of money that actually hinders and hurts others, right? So I say all this for whoever's listening to it, to really just think about what you're doing, the path that you're going on, right? You want the art of fulfillment and the science of achievement. You want to make great money, but also be emotionally connected to what you're doing. Feel like it's good for yourself, good for the people around you, good for the community, good for society, and good for the world at large. And you feel like you're emotionally connected to it, where you're not just doing it for the bag. You're not just doing it for a paycheck. You're not just doing it to make money and have financial success. Maybe that's a part of it, but you're doing it because you truly believe in it and you feel emotionally connected to it and you feel fulfilled and you feel like you're contributing, impacting, and making the world a better place, because then you'll feel fulfilled along with the financial abundance and success that comes from it. That's my point. All right, guys, we're out here in Lake Tahoe, California, or Nevada, or we're on one of the sides. It's your boy, Deven Cripe. God bless you. Peace be with you. Like, comment, share, subscribe.